Hi, I'm Sashah Handal, and this is Alt Baking Bootcamp with Well+Good. I'm a trainer at Berries in New York City, a baker, and a certified nutrition coach. Today we're gonna make berries and cream. The reason cream is in quotation marks is because we're actually going to be using a vegan version of cream that's super easy to whip up, figuratively and literally. The ingredients for this recipe are very minimal, just 4 in total. The starchy liquid from a can of garbanzo beans, some vanilla, cream of tartar, as well as powdered sugar. And for the berry component, we just went with some really beautiful strawberries, raspberries, and blueberries, but you can really do whatever you have on hand or whatever you're feeling this summer. All right, AQUAFABA, AKA the starchy liquid left over from your can of chickpeas. Typically, you might just throw it away or drain it right down the sink, but this thing will work wonders. If you're interested in vegan baking or you're actually plant-based, this is going to be a wonderful replacement for egg whites. It will add light and fluffy texture to your baked goods like muffins or pancakes, and it's just super versatile and kind of free. It's like an extra from your can of chickpeas. So we're gonna throw this in the mixer. On about medium speed, you're just gonna let her whip for about 3 minutes until you start to see it foam. When whipping actual cow's milk cream, you'll notice a very tight bind, and that's because the protein is allowing the bubbles to really stick together. The protein is much less in your garbanzo bean AQUAFABA, so you're gonna see a lot smaller and looser bubbles, and that's okay because that's when the citric acid comes in and works its chemical magic. Step 2. All right, this little tiny 1/4 teaspoon powder is going to make all the difference. I was doing a bit of research and I tried whipping the AQUAFABA on its own and then leaving it out for an hour to see what happens in terms of separation of liquid and foam. And within an hour, it had completely turned back into its liquid form. But when you add this cream of tartar, all of that's gonna give you a fluffier texture and result. Let's add it in. And now you're gonna actually let it whip for about 4 to 5 minutes until stiff peaks start to form. Next, you're gonna add in your vanilla. Don't worry if it changes color for a second. It'll lose that brown tint after it continues to mix for another couple of minutes. The last ingredient we'll add will be your powdered sugar. Once you've added your sugar in, you're gonna mix on high for another 2 to 3 minutes. Keep an eye on it. You wanna make sure that it starts to double in size. Start low because you don't want the sugar to go everywhere. And then once it starts to get incorporated, you can really pick up the speed. So after mixing for a total of about 11 to 12 minutes, my whipped cream doubled in size, took on this really beautiful airy texture, and I plopped a very generous amount into a shallow bowl. I sprinkled all my berries on top, and now I'm just gonna have at it with a spoon. Kind of tastes like marshmallow, and I've had this now several times and it does not get old. Strawberries are my favorite. It will last in the fridge for, I would say, 6 to 8 hours, and then you might start to notice some separation, but you should have no trouble finishing it as soon as it's done. If you want all of the details to this really easy recipe, they are located in the description below. And until then, subscribe to Well+Good. We'll see you next time.